On Tuesday, March 19th, in the pre-dawn light of the quiet Little Rock neighborhood, Bryan Malinowski, the executive director of the Clinton National Airport, was shot and killed by agents employed by the ATF. Some would contend he was murdered, a contention which I find it hard to argue. ATF agents contend they were at his house executing a search warrant. Their words, not mine. A search warrant, not an arrest warrant. He was a gun collector, and for some reason, the ATF wanted to have a look. Bryan will never have his day in court. He'll never get the opportunity to tell his side of the story. After he was killed, his wife was locked in the back seat of a police vehicle in her blood-stained nightgown and forced to sit for hours while the ATF did whatever it is they do after they did whatever it is they had done. We in the legislature and the public at large have since been promised a full report by agents of the ATF. It has been a month. We have seen nothing. We have heard nothing. We have been presented nothing. We have questions, and today we are demanding answers. Why the pre-dawn raid? ATF knew where he lived. They knew where he worked. They knew he and his wife's routine. Why send 10 or more cars filled with agents in full SWAT tactical gear to crash through their front door on that pre-dawn morning? Did they not? If they didn't, why not? Did they clearly state who they were before they crashed through his door that morning? If not, why not? Were they wearing the required body cameras? If not, why not? And where the hell is the footage? Was the LRPD involved? If not, why not? If so, why are they not talking? Why is no one talking? Do they not understand that the longer they wait to do the explaining, the more suspicious and cynical the public becomes about the way the ATF does its business? And in this case, run roughshod over the civil rights of an Arkansas citizen. And some now contend get away with cold-blooded murder. I would ask this of everyone here today. Suppose it had been you, in the dim light of the pre-dawn, while you are still in a deep sleep next to your spouse, perhaps your children sleeping in an adjoining bedroom, hearing someone knock down your front door, seeing half a dozen people armed to the gills in your house, having no idea who they are or why they are in your home. Bryan did what I would have done. He did what most Arkansans would have done. And he paid for it with his life. And for all we know, it was the price he paid for simply being a gun collector. I'll now turn it over to Senator Mark Thompson.
Thank you, Representative Duffield. I share his concern and I associate with his remarks. We know that in recent days, President Biden has proposed the so-called closing of the gun show loophole. Whether one thinks there is a loophole or it should be closed is subject to debate, and that's the kind of debate I believe should take place in Congress. But even so, I get fearful when I see this type of pre-dawn raid simply to execute a search warrant to a valued member of our community. Not some former gangster with a rap sheet or drug convictions. It needs to have an unhonored warrant issue, perhaps, but instead, a member of our community, head of a very important agency in Little Rock, very well respected, just happened to be a gun collector and just happened to buy and sell and trade guns as protected by the Second Amendment. No due process, no warning, no, we'll come by your office and we'll speak with you. No kind of warning at all. One thing we do know is that there's a change that we made in recent years requiring these and other federal officials, if they're instigating some kind of a raid or to execute a warrant, to wear body cameras. That protects everyone. It protects our law enforcement. And I believe in protecting our law enforcement for nefarious claims against what they're doing when they're trying to detect us. It also protects people who are being raided from untrue statements. In other words, it's the truth. We want the truth to come out. And so that's why my legislative colleagues are here, and Representative Duffield and I are calling on the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms to immediately release the body cam footage of the raid at Mr. Malinowski's home, and to put as many as we can, put many of these questions to rest. And I think we'll be glad to answer any questions at this time. Are any questions from members of the media? Yes, sir.
You're about moving to Arkansas, correct? Is that? So there's a rumor floating around that ATF agents were not wearing body cams during the raid. Do you believe this? And if not, why do you think
I don't know. And again, that's a true or false statement. They either did it or didn't, and we need to know the answer to that. If they did, we want to release, and if they didn't, we sure need to hear what the logic was, because this clearly would have been a violation of their own rules and procedures.
Have either of y'all been in contact with members of the ATF?
I have not. Mr. Cummins is here, and he might have some information. Certainly, none of the legislators that I know.
I'll just say to your question on the rumors, the reason we're here today is because of rumors. We want the truth, and we want the facts. And the facts are that ATF agents are required to wear body cameras. And so that's what we want. We want the body camera footage, and we didn't have a lot of body information.
Other questions?
Did either of y'all have a personal experience with Bryan Malinowski? Did y'all met him? Did you speak to who he was as a person?
I have never met Mr. Malinowski. I know we have a very good reputation leaving our airport. I knew his predecessors, a couple of them actually, but I actually never had a good meeting.
I did not know Mr. Malinowski, but the facts are that this was a search warrant that had been issued. That's all it was. And my concern is that could happen to any one of us as Arkansans, and we want to prevent this from happening again in the future. If indeed the facts come out that there was no not, we just have to see the body cam footage.
And let me add that while this was dealing with gun laws, it's a federal issue. When there's a homicide in Pulaski County, that's state law is one violation. Murder is a state law. And so the state of Arkansas, our local prosecutors, and our criminal justice system will be involved in that. I know the state police is investigating. I'm hoping that they come forth and let us know that they have the body cam footage. If they don't, I hope they will be candid with us and tell us that they don't.